every single time, every single crime, every single lie, early life, every single hour, every single day, every single night, early life. I know it's hard to believe it's the whole forest, not one tree, and it's every branch and leaf. They're born to deceive, but I'm telling you the truth. It's not just one or two, it's every single Jew. They all hate you, and it really breaks my heart. But their lies are off the charts, and they only bring us harm. You gotta get smart. So if you want to be safe and don't want to get replaced, it's best you start being based, or you'll get erased. Every single time, every single crime, every single lie, early life, every single hour, every single day, every single night, early life. I know it's hard to accept that all the ones you've met lie with every single breath. They want you dead, but you must not be weak. Just open your eyes and see they always exploit the meek. See their vampire teeth, and it can make you cry to learn your life was full of lies and their face was a disguise. But you must fight. So if you want to live and protect all of your kin, you have to grow thick skin, or we want every single time, every single crime, every single lie, early life, every single hour, every single day, every single night, early life.
All right. And we're sitting here in darkness. Hold on one sec, guys. I don't know why the thing is frozen. There we go. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. I was debating coming on today, man. I was like really little fatigued. I haven't taken a day off in a while, but you know, maybe I'll do it later on in the week. But let me go ahead and get some of this chat stuff up. All right. I think we're good there. Okay, cool. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. I think my brother's on live right now. I'll jump on a Discord call with him here soon. So we'll get that thing going here in a little bit. We're covering some news. Do some true crime with you guys. I'll probably do The Chameleon Killer, a.k.a. Terry Rasmussen, for those of you that don't know. I got a pretty cool documentary that we could watch on it. Probably have to do it on OSS to avoid any type of copyright or whatever. But that'll be fun. Let's see here. But we can kind of go into some of the stuff I didn't get to cover yesterday. So this is something I didn't... We can react to this thing. This thing's kind of crazy here, man. I'll go ahead and play the full clip for you guys as always.
Well, if it's meant to be, you'll wait.
And then we'll go ahead and react to it after that, okay? So give me one sec. Let me refresh this shit.
If it's meant to be, you'll wait. Yeah. You trying to
What do you mean by restore your body, though?
like?
So the caption is that this girl basically says she needs a break for her body. Okay? So let's see what that means exactly.
It's a part of a lot of. Well, if it's meant to be, you'll wait. Yeah. You trying to?
What do you mean by restore your body, though?
Like, I was a part of a lot of crazy stuff in the past few weeks, and so I'm like resetting my body.
What do you mean by that?
Resetting my body, like I made out with too many people.
And what else?
And what else? Well, I have fun. I like to. Do you like to?
How many people does that entail?
It depends on the energy.
No, like how many people are we talking about?
How many? No, it's nothing crazy.
Huh.
What does nothing crazy mean?
Nothing crazy. It's all good. Nothing crazy. I have a secret life. Like a secret life off camera.
Okay, let's play that back again. Let's decode the womanese, guys, because lots of women don't. They never really mean what they say or say what they mean, right? They just like say things and hope that you don't understand better. So, yeah. Let's go here.
Well, if it's meant to be, you'll wait.
Okay, if it's meant to be, you'll wait. Girls say this shit all the time, right? If it's meant to be, whatever. This is what I like to call female cope a lot of the times, where they know they fucked up. They know they might not qualify for something, or they kind of shot themselves in the foot about something. So what they'll say is they'll say dumb shit like, oh, if it's not meant to be, right? Like I've noticed with women, they have this like uncanny ability to leave everything to the divine, right? It's like no accountability. I'm just going to leave it up to the divine. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If this guy doesn't like me the way that I am, then he's not the guy. And it's like, you know, they always look at everything as like the world needs to shape itself around them. Okay? They don't need to self-improve. They don't need to get better. It's, I'm going to stay the way that I am, and he's just simply not right for me. I don't know if you guys have caught on to this. This is something that I've noticed that's extremely prevalent in with modern women is they will behave in a certain way. That behavior doesn't put them in a position that they want to be in, is not conducive to the results they want. Instead of changing their said behavior, they'll say, you know what? He's just not the one for me. I'm going to continue doing what I need to do or what I want to do, and I will not change. Let me give you guys an example, so because you guys really understand the lunacy that is female nature. If you were to say, right, yo, I want two baddies that are always around me, you know, nice, nice face, nice butt, nice tits, all this crap, right? I want two girlfriends, super hot twin sisters, right? That's what I'm looking for. And then someone tells you, well, you better get some money and get successful, right? You say, nah, if I got to do all that, they're just not the one for me, you know? Like, this is literally their mindset, right? Like, you see how crazy that sounds? Yo, I want two bad chicks that will let me do whatever I want. They're only loyal to me. They don't deal with anyone else. I'm the only guy that they talk to. I'm the man, right? And I still could go ahead and get other women. Okay, well, you better, get your money up, get in the gym, increase your sexual market value. You can do it, but it's going to take a little bit of work. Nah, bro. Nah. I'm going to continue to live with my mom, make $30K per year. Okay? I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm him. I'm him. These bitches better recognize. Like, what? What? We would all laugh at him. Could you imagine some idiot goes on TikTok? Nigga works for Domino's Pizza or some shit. He's a nigga that answers the phone. You want the 555? Right? Making 20, 30K per year. Out of shape. Dirty, dingy. He says, but I want two bad bitches. He gets on TikTok. Yo, I deserve this, man. I deserve this. I need these girls. We don't laugh at him. Like, what? Well, you could get them. You just got to get your shit together. Nah. If they don't, if they're not going to take me the way that I am, then they're not for me. You know? It's like they're saying, I want to be a millionaire, but I don't want to actually have the 1 million. Like what? I want to be a millionaire, but I don't need to have the 1 million. What? That is the logic that women employ, chat. I know you guys are like, what the fuck? Yes, this is how women think. This is literally how they think. And the thing that's very troubling with this, right? With this way of thinking. The thing that's the most troubling about this is that a significant amount of them think this way. That's the scary part. It's like a girl will be rude, obnoxious, a 304, high body count, you know, all these like red flags. But they'll still keep their standards high. And when I tell them, look, the guy that you're looking for is expecting this, they say, oh, well, then he's not for me. Like what? It's like a gross negligence of where they stand. You get what I'm saying? It's like a level of delusion that I've never heard before, that I've never seen. It's incredible. It's actually, guys, it's like the seventh wonder of the world, because after talking to so many different women, this is how a lot of them feel, unfortunately. It's insane. It's insane, chat. It actually is. They can meet their dream guy. He marks all the fucking things that they want, right? And they'll have some kind of bad habit or do some dumb shit. He'll leave, and instead of improving on that bad habit, they'll say, well, he just wasn't the one for me, and not improve the bad habit. And you want to know why they want to improve the bad habit? Because when they go on TikTok, like they always do, and complain in the car, like they always do, about men or dudes being fuckboys or being losers or immature, whatever, what's going to happen is this. They'll make the video, complain about the guy, and then there'll be thousands of comments, thousands, saying, you did nothing wrong, you're perfect the way that you are, never changed for a man. If he can't handle you at your worst, he doesn't deserve you at your best. All kinds of propaganda bullshit, bro. Right? For those of you that tuned in on last night's stream, we broke down the blondie that was talking about I only deal with dreadheads or whatever the fuck, whatever her name is. Without even looking at her TikTok, we went through it, and it had all the normal TikTok bimbo content. Dancing randomly, check. Cringe lip syncing to some kind of song, check. Shopping overhauls of them trying on clothes, check. Complaining about some nigga in a car somewhere, check. It's like they do all the same shit, right? And since they have the hive mind and they all do the same shit, what ends up happening is they all reaffirm each other's delusion. Does that make sense, chat? They reaffirm each other's delusion. They reaffirm each other's thoughts of being 304s. They reaffirm everyone's, they reaffirm everyone's poor behavior. The reason why accountability is a woman's kryptonite is because women understand that if you hold one woman accountable, the rest of them are susceptible to accountability too. So what they do is they will shield each other in self-preservation. I'm saying that again for you guys. This is like real talk, guys. Okay? The reason why women hate accountability so much is because they realize that if you hold one female accountable, you're going to have to hold all of them accountable because they all do the same shit. Does that make sense? They're not as unique and as special as you guys think they are. They all do the same dumbass shit or have the same general hobbies or behaviors. Okay? Do not believe the propaganda when they say, I'm unique, I'm special, blah, blah. A lot of these women have the same goddamn fucking programming. Okay? The hardware might be different, but the software is almost always the same, regardless of education level. Fucking high school diploma, all the way to a PhD, all the way to a master's. The only difference between a girl that's an idiot that has a high school diploma only versus a girl that has a PhD, the girl that's a PhD can articulate her stupidity better. Okay? That's the only real difference. As someone who's debated both retards that only have, GED or high school education levels that don't necessarily aren't the smartest, or girls that are in college that are still stupid, or girls that have master's degrees or PhDs, the only difference is the girls that are more educated are able to better double down on their lunacy. They're able to use opaque sociology terms that no one gives a fuck or knows about, emotional intelligence, also the bullshit made up terms, right? So they're just better able to disguise their lunacy via the veil of academia, using the veil of academia. That's how they protect they have that veil kind of obscuring their stupidity a little bit, right? They're just not as obviously retarded, but they're still retarded. If you guys don't believe me, watch my University of Florida debate. I debated a fucking professor. She's an idiot. She couldn't even concede that men and women are different biologically, that men are physically superior. She couldn't even concede that biological fact, right? And if you can't concede a simple biological fact like that, we don't even have a base or a foundation to work from, because you're not operating in reality. Debates only work when you're dealing with someone who's debating in good faith and someone that can adhere to factual reality or facts or biology or how things really go. But if you can't even concede that men are biologically superior to women in almost every way, then I don't even know how we can have a discussion. Right? In the real world, 1 + 1 is 2. In your world, 1 + 1 is 7. For nothing more than the fact you feel like it can be 7. That's the problem. And this is a big reason why academia has taken such a fucking nosedive, because we've let women take control of it. When you let women take control of it, everything becomes obscure. Nothing is, black and white. Everything becomes, oh yeah, feelings and emotion, and yeah, everyone's opinion matters. Everyone's viewpoint matters. Everyone's experience matters. Right? What ends up happening is this sympathy waters down the fucking experience, and it waters down difficult conversations. And it demonizes difficult conversations. And most importantly, it demonizes facts. When you get to a point where you can't even acknowledge a biological fact like men are physically superior to women, then we're just living clown world. It's Looney Tunes. And women like that typically don't get reminded about the real world until they get punched in the face by a guy.
Welcome, punch!
Now, I'm not saying that to be an asshole or saying that I wish that upon any female. But typically, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, just like Mike Tyson famously said. Women don't understand how real the world can really get until they're the victim of it. Ask any girl that does any type of combat fighting or any type of combat sport, or any woman that does any type of sports or whatever. They tend to be a bit more grounded in reality. Because one of the things that female athletes do a lot of times is they train with male athletes, right? And they quickly figure out that no matter how hard they try, no matter how hard they train, no matter how hard they prepare, they still lose to mediocre men, even though they're the pinnacle at their game. But unfortunately, most women don't participate in sports. Most women don't participate in physical activities like this. Most women don't get the benefits of a competitive-based reality where they're competing against a guy in some type of physical capacity so they can actually see how inferior they are. But since most girls never do that or go through that experience, they live in Looney Tune world. They live in Looney Tune world. Now, I went really deep here into the female psychology of accountability, but let's go ahead and bring it back a little bit. This comes back to, remember, this whole clip started because we were breaking down this clip right here with this girl saying what she was saying. She said, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, whatever. This is, like I said before, quintessential female thought process, female behavior, female delusion. Instead of becoming better, instead of improving my situation, I would rather, right? I would rather just say, you know what? He's just not the one for me. Let me cope and find some type of excuse, right? As to why I'm not getting what I'm supposed to be getting or what I want to get. And I'll use the ruse of divine intervention to do it. And they'll say dumb shit like, it's just not meant to be, or he's not the one for me. And it's incredible that they do this because I've never seen men actually employ this, right? Or when men do employ it, we just make fun of them and say, no, nigga, you're just stupid. Like I gave you the example before. A man would never dare say, I want to be a millionaire without having a million. Like what? You're retarded, nigga. A man would never say, I want 2 bad bitches, super hot, virgins, and I can have an open relationship and do what I want. And then someone tells him, okay, bro, well, you got to get some money. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue to be a brokey. I'm going to continue to be fat. I'm going to live with my mom. And I'm going to keep working at Domino's. I'm going to get it anyway. And if those bitches don't want me, that's on them. Right? Like most guys are not going to have that level of delusion. Because we don't have the privilege of being delusional. We simply don't. Men do not have the privilege of being delusional because if we don't perform, there's consequence to that shit. There's constant reminders that we're not performing. There's constant reminders that we're underperforming. Right? Women don't want to be with you. Your friends don't respect you. People don't want to hang out with you. You know, one of the benefits of being a man is you curate your environment based on your productivity. If you're a guy and you go out there and you work really hard and you make shit happen, right? And you're dependable and you're a good guy and everything else like that, like you will build a network of people that are good. You will get respect from your peers. You will get the attention of more attractive women. You will become a guy that other guys want to be and other women want to be with. But the caveat to that is you have to work at it, and throughout the process, you are going to be largely ignored. You're going to be ostracized. You're not going to get things given to you. But the beauty is that you're going to understand what hard work is and you're going to be able to appreciate that. Women, the thing that they suffer from is that they never get any real feedback. I'll say that again. Women never really get any real feedback, chat. You know, I have to be a little bit fair here. They're delusional because reality allows them, because society allows them to be delusional with no consequence. Okay? Women typically don't get woken up or typically don't realize things until it's too fucking late. Simps allow us, society allows it, we coddle women, we infantilize them from their own decisions and behaviors. You know, they're able to enjoy the proverbial double dip that I've told you guys about before, where on one hand, they're able to behave and have all the same authority of a man while simultaneously being treated like a child and being treated like a lady, so they're able to enjoy the benefits of chivalry. So they're able to operate in this, you know, strange middle ground where they get the best of both worlds. Though that is great for them, it also sucks because they never get a real barometer of where they stand. So that is why some of these women are delusional, and they reaffirm each other's delusions. They reaffirm each other's delusions, which is like the perpetual, you know, L.
You trying to
What do you mean by restore your body, though?
like?
Okay, so at this point, she's realizing, okay, what's going on in her mind right now is she knows exactly what Clav is asking. What do you mean restore your body? Now she realized, okay, this is an attractive guy. He doesn't know me like that. And you can see she's thinking about how she's going to manufacture her response. Okay? Gentlemen, understand this. Women don't mean what they say or say what they mean a lot of the times. Okay? It's very difficult for them to speak in a manner that is clear, concise, and direct. They are indirect speakers and communicators. Okay? There's a multitude of reasons for this, but I'll give you the simplest one. Women are terrified of ostracization. You get that, chat? Back in the day, when we were running around with spears and shit like that and hunter-gatherers or whatever, women relied upon men for security provisioning and the ability for and resources. women understood that they're only able to really coexist and survive when they are surrounded by other human beings. They cannot survive on their own, okay? They're not strong enough, okay, to protect themselves, gather enough calories to feed themselves, and most importantly, they're definitely not able to do this while pregnant by themselves when they're the most vulnerable, okay? So a woman's biggest fear, okay, since the beginning of human history has been ostracization from the tribe. Ostracization from the tribe, or being exiled, in other words, for some of you guys that don't read often or retarded, for all the chimps.
Hello, monkeys.
Ostracization or exile from the tribe pretty much meant certain death. Okay? So this is a huge fear of theirs. So what women ended up learning how to do was, I need to be able to communicate in a way where I'm conveying something across, but it's still fairly ambiguous, where there's room for it to be interpreted another way, or it gives me the latitude to correct them if they misinterpret it in a manner that I dislike. Okay? I'll give you an example. To Clav here, I need to restore my body, right? For someone like him that she's trying to attract, she's gonna say, "Oh well, I was not sleeping much. I was working a lot. Blah blah blah." Keep it like that. But to her gay best friend, "Oh yeah, I was getting railed by a bunch of fucking Nigerians." See what I did there? She took this ambiguous explanation, and to the party that she was attracted to, she watered it down, made it not look as bad, but to her real friend, she called it what the fuck it is. This is how women communicate, chat. This is why they communicate in that way. And again, bringing it back to the biology here, they communicate in this fashion to self-preserve. Because again, being exiled from the tribe means certain death. So women had to find a way to be able to communicate in a manner that's clear enough for you to kind of come to your own conclusion, but at the same time ambiguous enough where they can correct you if they don't like the conclusion you came to. See what I did there? This is very important that you guys fucking understand this shit, man. Very important that y'all understand this shit. Women communicate significantly differently to men that they're attracted to versus simps, suckers, gay friends, their female friends, etc. The less of a sexual viability you are, the more honest they'll be. I'm going to say that again, okay? So you guys really get this shit. The less of a sexual option you are, the more honest they can afford to be. The more of a sexual option you are for any type of mating, the more they're going to lie or hide things. Because again, it comes back to the biology. I don't want to be exiled by the tribe. If I'm exiled by the tribe, I am cooked. So this has been kind of like a self-defense mechanism for many women to preserve. Communicate mysteriously, especially to men that you're attracted to. And since most men are idiots and can't read between the lines and don't have the social acuity like a female does, right? A lot of guys misinterpret or don't really understand what she's saying and just let it keep pushing. And that's to their benefit. That's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want. That's why it's so important for you guys to translate to understand womanese. Because what she says is not what she means most of the time. There's very few people that women shoot straight and speak directly with. Okay? And if you're a guy that she's attracted to, it's probably not going to be you. So it's very important that you understand how to identify womanese so you can read between the lines and not put yourself in a terrible situation where you're committing to a girl that quite frankly never deserved the commitment in the first place had you understood or known what the fuck she was really trying to say to you. But you were too stupid, too much of a Neanderthal to understand. And women clean up on this all the time, by the way. All the time. I would argue 95% of men plus don't properly understand how women communicate. They don't understand what she really means when she says things. And then again, the other reason too why a lot of you guys don't understand is, keep in mind, by the time a girl's like 25 years old, guys, she's spoken to thousands upon thousands upon thousands of men. Whether some weirdo guy comes up to her when she's at the grocery store, or some guy approaches her at the gym, or she's out for a jog and someone stops her. Like, any decently attractive woman is going to be talked to thousands of times. That's not their fault, right? The guys come up to them. It's not their fault. But what ends up happening, you guys got to understand, is women become extremely proficient at communicating with men. Okay? And then they're social creatures in general. So not only do they have the, biological makeup to be better communicators or better at ascertaining social situations, they also get the practice. You take an 18-year-old girl versus 18-year-old guy. That 18-year-old girl, okay, is going to have tens of thousands of more interaction with the opposite gender than the guy. Okay? Let's put this in a framework that a lot of you guys understand. Imagine sparring 10,000 times, right? Versus sparring maybe 5 times. These two individuals fight. Who do you think is going to win? Someone says social creatures are uninteresting. They're very. You got to understand, Beach Babes. You got to use a little critical thinking here. When I say they're social creatures, what I mean is that they're better able to navigate and understand social dynamics. That's what I mean. Don't be a retard. Be smart. Okay? For example, you and a girl walk into a club. For you, maybe with a trained eye, you can look around and you'll be able to tell, okay, that guy's friend zone, that guy, that's his girlfriend, she really likes him. This guy, something's off here, blah, blah, right? You'll have to really be trained and look for it. You know what women can do? You know what women can fucking do? They'll walk in the room and they'll tell you within seconds all of the different relationship structures in the club. Within seconds. Get that? What might take a man a few minutes to figure out with a lot of fucking training and studying and reading and all this other bullshit, they'll figure out in seconds. That's what I mean when I say they're socially superior in that regard. That's what I mean. You're right, they are uninteresting. That's not my point, though. They're social creatures, whereas they're able to navigate social situations significantly better than men. And they're also able to navigate social situations and identify social dynamics better than fucking men. Try it. Anytime you guys are out with your girl, go to a fucking restaurant, go to a club. Okay? Take your girl out. What I want you to do is I want you to look and see what you think the social dynamics are of the room, and then let her go ahead and do it. And watch her like this. Be able to quickly figure out more than likely what the dynamic is all across the room. What took you years to figure out, hours on YouTube researching, reading books, you're reading Why Women Deserve Less, The Rational Male, The Game, The Mystery Method. What took you years to figure out, she naturally understands. Do you fucking get that? So this is what I mean. Do it. Do it as an experiment. Do it as an experiment. They're born with it because since they're the weaker sex, they need to quickly be able to figure out social dynamics to figure out if they're in a dangerous situation or not, chat. This is why women get the creeps when they're around with a weirdo guy. That's why guys that talk weird, sound weird, have weird tics, have weird mannerisms, that's why their fucking alarms start going off when they talk to niggas like that. Because that's a safety threat for them. This nigga ain't all the way there. He could hurt me. I'm a female. If he gets his hand on me, I'm done. That's why women get freaked out by creepy motherfuckers. Or guys that aren't smooth. This is why it's so important to be smooth as a guy. You get it now? A woman could be awkward, shy, and timid. It's not going to matter. For us, we kind of look at it as endearing and interesting and funny, right? Like it's cute. For them, it's like, that's a red flag. Something's wrong with this nigga, bro. He could hurt me. He could do some weirdo shit. Retard strength. Some idiot bone class said you've overthought this. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Nigga said you overthought this. That's just a retarded fucking, that's a retarded fucking comment to someone that knows what the fuck they're talking about. Nigga's retarded. Smooth brain fucking retard. You overthought this, bro. Shut your dumb fucking monkey ass up. If I overthought this, you're over here watching me because I've overthought this, retard, because you can't think at all. Dude's name is Boneclad. Hey, enjoy the shout around, retard clad. Fuck out of here, man.
Time to send you to the Shadow Realm. The future is mine.
Fucking idiot, dude. Hey, stupid motherfuckers, bro. Oh my God. And it's always some idiot from the YouTube chat, by the way. Like, I'm convinced a lot of you guys that watch on YouTube are fucking retards. Not even trying to be like a dick or whatever, but yo, y'all niggas are retarded, bro. Holy shit. You know, Discovery is great and all, but I get discovered by a bunch of fucking orangutan idiots. Stupid motherfuckers, bro. Anyway. Yeah, don't tell Myron to think. All right, nigga. Nigga's name is what? What's your fucking dumbass name? Tina F2C? Well, you're a woman, so enjoy the shout around, bitch.
Time to send you to the Shadow Realm. The future is mine.
The fuck out of here, you baboon bitch.
Double kill.
Who else wants it? I'm looking for the triple now. Fucking dumbass. Yeah, there's just, there's I get it. Most of you guys that are watching on YouTube aren't retards, but a lot of y'all niggas are, and it's annoying as fuck. Like, I fucking hate stupid people, bro. I hate stupid people and I hate fat people. Like, y'all niggas are literally, like, to me, fifth class citizens, man. Holy shit, man. Like, yo, every time I look at chat, I'm just like, man, I need to run for office, bro. And then some other guy. Myron, stop being a sensitive little girl. How about this one? You can go and enjoy the shadow realm, motherfucker, with all the other retards.
Time to send you to the Shadow Realm. The future is mine. Triple kill.
Fucking loser. Anyway,
Triple kill.
A part of a lot of crazy stuff in the past few weeks.
Crazy stuff in the past few weeks.
And so I'm like resetting my body.
Resetting my body. See, we all know what that means. The Clav knows what that means. But you know what the crazy part is? Like, some dumb simp might not understand what the hell she's saying.
What do you mean by that?
Resetting my body, like I made out with too many people.
Okay. This is classic female omission, right? She's only going to give you the least offensive thing she did in that thing. So she said, I made out with too many people. But she's not going to tell you all the other shit she did until you ask, or unless you ask or press more. Women do this all the fucking time, chat. All the time. They lie by omission all the fucking time.
And what else?
Okay, so he pries a little bit more.
What else? Well,
Now, most guys would have stopped when she said, I made out with too many guys. Most guys would probably just say, oh, yeah, like me too. I made out with some chicks too, blah, blah. And just keep it pushing so they can smash, right? But obviously, Clav is going a bit further. He's on stream. Let's have some fun with it. Ask her some more, right? See what she says.
have fun.
Fun. Let me tell y'all something, bro. I don't give a fuck what any woman tells you, what they claim, anything. Let me be explicitly fucking clear about this shit so you guys understand, okay? Whenever women say, I want to have fun, that always entails other fucking men, okay? I'm going to say that again because a lot of you guys, y'all really need to know this. This is super fucking important because they will always lie about this shit. Anytime a female says, oh, we just want to go have fun. We just want to have fun. I had some fun. That always has to deal with other men. Women don't actually enjoy the company of other women. Let me be clear about that shit. They don't. They don't like each other. And the reason why they don't like each other is because they understand each other. Okay? I've said it before, I'll say it again. You can either respect women as equals or you can understand them. You can't do both. And since women understand each other, they don't like each other. Okay? In the majority of cases, they don't like each other. So when they say just having fun or girls want to have fun, that always means being a whore. Okay? Tired of sugarcoating this shit, bro. I'm tired of the sugarcoating this shit. These bitches lying to y'all niggas. It always means being a whore, whether overtly by sucking dick and smashing guys, or by dressing provocatively, or being an attention whore, going to clubs, going to nightclubs, entertaining men. That's what fun means for these bitches. You guys get that? It's engaging in degenerate behavior with the opposite gender. That's what it means. Girls want to have fun. We want to have fun. It's not fucking them sitting in the house and drinking tea and talking about fucking soap operas. It's them going to clubs, going out, going to the beach, getting attention from men, drinking alcohol, getting, invited to tables, getting invited on jets, having a good time, right? That's what it means. Fun at the cost of other men paying for it so that they can fucking try to smash. And them siphoning as much value as they can. That's fun for these girls. Getting attention and validation from men. And in some regards, having sex with said men. But it always entails men. Remember that. Whenever a girl says, I want to have fun, big red flag. Add to that, fun with other niggas, not you.
Yep.
Okay? Do not be fooled by this stupid fucking comment that women throw all the fucking time.
And so I'm like resetting my body.
Bruh. Incredible.
What do you mean by that?
Resetting my body, like I made out with too many people.
Yeah, so here we go again. I made out with too many people. That, again, lying by omission again.
And what else?
Okay, he presses further.
And what else?
Okay, now she's at a crossroads. Am I going to say what really happened and lose out?
Well, have fun.
Okay, so she tries to get to deflect it using, a de-escalated word. Fun. We know what fun means, though.
I like to.
Okay, then she finally comes out. And mind you, just so you guys know, this girl is probably a porn star or some OnlyFans whore. Okay, so he was able to get this information out of her pretty easily. Most women wouldn't go this far and admit this, but they do the same shit. Okay? Understand that. This girl is a 304. We know this. It's a part of her job. Other women that have professional jobs do the same shit. They just will dress it up better than this for obvious reasons.
Do you like to?
Okay, so then she tries to qualify it. Well, don't you like to fuck too? Completely forgetting the fact that men and women are not the same. Right? That's another telltale sign of a whore, by the way, chat. Women that think that male and female sexuality is symmetrical, that's another sign that they're a whore. Like the girl, like the white girl yesterday that I showed you guys, that said like, oh yeah, these guys bring nothing to the table outside of sex. Yeah, you're a 304, bro. You're a 304. That is a masculine way to look at gender dynamics. That is a masculine way to look at gender dynamics. If you're looking at it like that as a female, you're a 304. Simple as that. Okay? You're a 304. Promiscuity for men is not the same thing as promiscuity for women. At all.
How many people does that entail?
It depends on the energy.
Bruh. That's not what he asked you. So now she realizes that he's caught on to her being a 304. So she doesn't answer the question. She knows what he asked. He said, how many people? And then she says, oh, it depends on the energy. Bitch, what? What the fuck?
No, like how many people are we talking about?
There we go. Clarifies it again for the dumb bitch. Watch her deflect it again. Because now she realizes she fucked up. Right? She realizes, okay, I just turned this guy off. Let me see if I can fix this.
How many? No, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy, which is why you don't want to say it. Okay. All right. 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 All right.
What is nothing crazy, man?
I love how he keeps pushing her, though. This is great. Just so you guys know, most interactions wouldn't go this far because women would never answer a lot of these questions. They continue to give ambiguous answers. But I'm assuming this girl's probably an OnlyFans girl or a porn star. So, like, she'll be a little bit more forthcoming than your average chick. But I want you guys to pay attention. Even a sex worker does experience a little bit of shame here. Right? Being a sex worker as a female is completely antithetical to their, like, female preservation / survivability that they've been hardwired with. Okay? Being an open 304 goes against everything a woman is supposed to do. It's not in their nature. So, for her, she's extremely uncomfortable with this, even though she's a 304.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, no, yeah, she doesn't want to answer it. Yeah, yeah. So even that's too far for her.
It's all good. Nothing crazy. I have a secret life.
I have a secret,
Like a secret life off camera.
a secret life off camera. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now, what is the takeaway from this, guys? I'm here to tell you guys. Though this girl probably was an influencer or a 304 or whatever, that's not really the point here. The reason why I'm showing you guys what she's saying or whatever is because regardless if the woman is a 304, OnlyFans girl, sex worker, whatever, I need you guys to understand the software is still fairly the same. Okay? It wouldn't matter if she was a PhD or a 304. When it comes to the way that women communicate, when it comes to their sexual history, or when it comes to the way women communicate, when it comes to like lying by omission, right, to not disqualify themselves, or being ambiguous whenever you ask questions about their past. All women do this to a degree. Some more than others. But keep in mind that they have a vested interest in you not knowing their full sexual past because they know that it disqualifies them. Also, they have a biological hardwiring in the back of their brain that tells them that being forthcoming about my sexual history could potentially ruin my sexual future. I'm going to say that again. They know that being forthcoming about their sexual history can destroy their sexual future. And what that means is being able to lock in a higher status guy who's screening for that. This is why even the biggest 304s have a serious problem with disclosing their body count. They don't want to disclose it because they know that it will close doors for them in the future. So they have to rely on strategic ambiguity, like the Israelis do with their nuclear bomb, to ensure that they're still able to exercise some type of leverage in the sexual marketplace. Okay? That's why. But I think that was
Well,
we just put on a clinic for you guys, a Redpill clinic for you ninjas, on how that works. Let me see what my brother's doing. Is he still on, that ninja? I called him earlier. Let me see if I can get him on here. Chat. Give me one sec. Good. I'll try a video call right now. Give me one sec, ninjas.
Yo,
Yo. Here, let me
yo, it's good.
yo, not much. Let me
Did you fire up stream?
yeah, I'm on live right now. I've been on for like an hour.
I don't even know. Okay.
Hold on one sec. I'm gonna move some stuff around and then we'll be able to
You're good.
do this. Right? Boom. Let me turn my camera off. All right.
All right, there you are. Yeah, I see you. What's
There
up?
we go. Not much, man. Not much. All right. So, what were you? I saw that you were watching news or whatever. Would you? Because I had a couple clips here that we can look at as well. I know NBC did an interview with Marco Rubio yesterday on the China summit. CNN went and looked at the Iranian bridge. Xi Jinping offers to end the war with Iran. You want to cover some of that stuff?
Yeah, we can go into it. I skipped over the China stuff, so that's actually perfect. I went straight into the United States and Iran's demands against one another. There's some fresh ones that have just released out of Forest News about 2 days ago or so.
You wanna really recap it for my people real quick? Because I was going over a red pill clip with clavicular. So yeah, you go ahead
Sure. Yeah. Here, let me screen share very quickly. 1 second, because I have the tweet right here. Let me get this set up. What's going on, man? What were you talking about before, Larry Wheels?
No. I was covering clavicular, talking to some 304 at a party.
No.
But go ahead. I'll be right back in 1 second.
All right, bet. All right, let's see. Let's get this clip up. 1 second, guys. Bear with me. I got to rearrange this so that my stream can see it as well. Okay. WW Myron in the chat. Okay, so screen share here. Hopefully this is big screen on Myron's end. Let me pull up your chat, by the way, actually. So if you guys didn't see on X, we had the update as to what the demands were for either side in regards to a ceasefire that will hopefully lead to a permanent ceasefire, i.e. peace deal, hopefully. Pretty much unlikely at this point. But regardless, we'll take a look at it. And this is why I think the war is likely going to restart very soon. Let me pull this up for all of you. So are you able to see that?
You minimize the application that says sit tight.
Here. 1 sec. Yeah, I don't know why the screen share is being weird. That's fine. So U.S. versus Iranian demands. Yeah, it's on Rerum. Rerum posted it yesterday at 7:45 a.m. or today, this morning, actually. Sorry.
Oh, Rerum? Okay.
And as you're
up right here, hold on. Let me
Rerum Navarum, yeah. As you're pulling it up, I'll read it. So, U.S. demands versus Iranian demands. We'll go through the U.S. first. No compensation for war damages. That's what the United States is asking for, as well as a transfer of Iran's 400 kilograms of uranium to the United States. Okay. Yep, keep scrolling. You'll find it. It was, nope, too far. Or actually, you might, yep, right there. Okay. Transfer of Iran's 400 kilograms of uranium to the United States. Iran to maintain just a single nuclear facility in the entire country, maybe above ground as well. No release of Iran's frozen assets, and ceasefire conditional on the success of U.S.-Iran talks. A permanent ceasefire is not guaranteed. And I think they also, actually, no, that's it. Iranian demands ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon. That's tough. Lifting of all sanctions on Iran. That's also tough for us to do because then the proxies get tons of money. Netanyahu's going to cry. Release of all frozen assets tied to the Iranian state. We can't attack Obama no more for doing it in 2016. War damages compensation. That's going to be expensive. And then also, and this is the final one, recognition of Iran's sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz. That's probably going to be or prove to be the most difficult one for the United States to capitulate on. So I was telling my stream that I think there's probably going to be a restart at some point. And the reason why, I don't know if you saw Trump's Truth Social post, but this has been going viral all day. He tweeted this at noon today. He said, the clock is ticking for Iran. So they got to make a decision. They got to make it fast. aka he's kind of loosely hinting at the fact that he's going to start strikes back up soon. There's also a meeting that happened on Saturday, including the envoy Stephen Witkoff and Jared Kushner, I believe, and then JD Vance, and who knows what they were speaking about.
Right
but
here.
there's been
They're
some
supposed
word
to-
through the grapevine. Yep. Yeah, and so the grapevine kind of is saying the war is going to start back up. Here's the thing. Brent crude is at 111 currently as I'm speaking to you. And Trump is not making any efforts or attempts to make it seem like there's peace around the corner. That's something he's historically done since February 28th to now, really, or at least since the ceasefire began. It was always, hey, don't worry, they're talking. We have some guys on the phone now, yada, yada, yada. We're going to ensure that this is over before you even know it. And now Brent crude is approaching 120, which is that catastrophic mark. We've always spoken about that being the real emergency point. And Trump is not making any last-ditch effort to allude to peace, even though it's untrue. And that usually calms the markets, at least for a couple days, and give him some more time to recollect and come up with another excuse or idea to drag it on. So to me, and it could be wrong, it's purely speculation, maybe potential restart maybe this week, next week. I don't see any effort to calm the tension and calm the prices. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. At this point, the thing is that there's no. Both parties are going to continue to make maximalist demands, and we can't really meet in the middle on any of this stuff. I will say here that something is different now, saying that there's one nuclear facility in the entire country. So that means that there might be some enrichment, which was something that they used to say all the time, no enrichment. So that's, I guess, kind of good. But, yeah, I mean, they're not going to, of course, they're going to want sanctions released, release of frozen assets, war damages, compensation, recognition of Iran's sovereignty. Yeah, dude, this is no release of Iran's frozen assets. So for those of you guys that don't know, that's their money, by the way. Like that we've just had frozen forever. Yeah, this is yeah, man. This is very, when it comes to peace, I just don't see any. They're gonna have to resume fighting, bro. More than likely.
Yeah, and look, that's the real only existing off ramp. I say loosely, for Donald Trump. I mean, where else can he go from here? He either steps out of the war and Iran whoops his ass effectively, right? They chase us out of the Middle East, or he continues on and increases pressure so that they can capitulate to some of our demands, which, by the way, if we continue strikes and we get somewhere, maybe we hit infrastructure that's critical, we hit the energy plants, who knows if that happens. Obviously, the Middle East will be in turmoil, but our demands can increase in terms of how ballsy they are. We can make more maximalist demands if we deal with a weaker Iran after, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks of more bombing. Maybe then Iran will concede to something that it wasn't willing to concede to prior. That's also a possibility that might be on his mind. But really, I mean, look, if he starts bombing back up, to me, now the likelihood is much higher for critical infrastructure, like we said, the power grid. He's threatened to hit that twice or almost 3 times at this point, I think. I can't remember if he said it twice or 3 times. And then also the bridges, right? All of this key infrastructure that's responsible for moving goods, keeping the country afloat. You know, that might be in the agenda for the next bombing campaign, which, if so, the Gulf countries are in for a ride. That's not going to be good for the entire nation or the entire GCC.
I think that's what's been keeping him. I think that's what's been keeping him
keeping him at bay.
You know,
100%. But it gets to a point, right? I mean, look, the ceasefire is proving to be beneficial for Iran and detrimental for the United States. Something's got to give. And so I don't know if that's a bombing campaign. I don't know if that's a ground invasion. Who knows what that looks like, you know? And look, a ground invasion is an element of attack or a style of attack that I don't think would warrant a bombing campaign against the Middle East like it did in February 28th. On February 28th, maybe Iran focuses elsewhere instead of hitting the Gulf countries if there's boots on ground. Just a possibility, but, you know, this is all speculation. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then obviously they're going to have this big meeting on Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, and again, Trump didn't want to do anything while he was obviously in China and before China. So you want to talk to China, kind of discuss what their options are. So like now, if he's going to do something, he's got the China visit out the way now. So
yeah,
we can watch this interview with Marco Rubio. Let's see what he's got to say.
We thank you so
let's
much
watch
for your
it.
time.
Thank you.
I do want to start by asking you, are you surprised that you're even here in China? As a U.S. Senator, you know you were sanctioned by China because of what you said, talking about China's record when it came to human rights abuses. You have never shied away from that.
Yeah.
Do you still feel the same way now that you're in this country?
I mean, the difference is
Yeah, we told you guys that the niggas pretty much banned this guy from the
my
country.
job now is no longer just to be a senator. My job is a different job. I'm the chief diplomat of the country, and I execute on the president's foreign policy. The second thing I would say is, irrespective of that, even in my time in the Senate, I would always acknowledge that the United States and China have to have a relationship. It's the two largest economies in the world, probably the two most powerful militaries in the world. And I think it's irresponsible for us not to have direct dialogue with them. In areas where we can find mutual cooperation, I think there's probably virtually no problem in the world that we can't solve if we work together on. But with two big, powerful countries like this, there's...
Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, China is very sensitive to ever being called... they don't care so much about being called communist. They don't like it though when people like talk about their human rights record and how it's kind of fucked up. They don't like that. You know, you could go to, like, for example, I showed you guys the picture of Tank Man. That picture is illegal in China. Okay, the infamous photo of the guy standing in front of the tank. For those of you that don't know, I'll quickly show you guys. This picture, to this day, is like illegal in China, right? Then for the infamous photo, and then obviously like the Uyghur genocide, any of that stuff. Whenever you talk about that stuff, they get pissed off, bro. So that is why they sanctioned the fuck out of Marco Rubio when he was saying that stuff, because that is something that's a weak point for China. As a matter of fact, if you guys remember, the mayor of Arcadia, California, got indicted for espionage, for basically being a foreign agent of China without being registered, because she made comments that were pro-China when it comes to the human rights violations, because she was told by a PRC intelligence officer to make certain comments about the human rights stuff and say that it was lies. And that's what got her jammed up, actually, by the FBI. So this is how much China cares about the image of not being, you know, human rights violators. So that's why they sanctioned the fuck out of Marco Rubio when he did that. And I'm actually shocked that he was able to come this time. But I do think that they had to kind of change his, I think his real name is still sanctioned. They had to give him, they had to create a travel document for him on a slightly altered name so that he could come into the country for this visit.
There's always going to be irritants. There's always going to be areas of disagreement. And it's our job, for the sake of our respective countries, but ultimately for the world, for the sake of the world.
Another thing you guys got to know about these countries, they don't have like a free press, bro. so you say that type of shit for them is like, what'd you say, motherfucker? Like,
yeah, no freedom of speech, no freedom of press, none of that
there's
shit.
None of that bullshit,
None
bro.
of that shit.
None of that
Yeah,
shit.
I told the story. My good friend, he's Syrian, he's Muslim. He went to China because, you know, he's into construction and stuff, and so I guess like a trade show, something like that, whatever. And when he was there, these niggas wanted to pray in the restaurant. Like, they wanted to pray, and the owner like had a heart attack. He was like, what do you mean pray? He was about to kick them niggas out. He's like, you can't pray in public because the cameras are constantly watched by the government or the local authority, and so they'll arrest you for any sort of public display of worship or anything like that. So, you know, people forget it's still a brutal state. It's very rigid. They don't play that shit.
Yeah.
They don't play that. Mr. Ferdinand, thank you for the 2, by the way.
Manage those areas of difference. You know, they've got red lines and things they never want to talk about, but we have them as well. And our job is to do and promote the policies that are in the best interest of the United States.
So for our viewers at home, there's so much going on in the world, and the world is watching what's happening here. What's the main takeaway you can tell our viewers at home? What was negotiated? What's been decided? How is it going to change their lives back in America?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, part of the problem we face in the United States for a long time is we've allowed our nation to be deindustrialized. If you think about factories, manufacturing, all kinds of key industries that have left the country, lithium batteries, that's something America invented, and China now dominates that market. So I always said it, and I always said it when I was in the Senate. China's doing what I would do if I were Chinese and I were a Chinese leader. They are trying to dominate the world in all these key industries of the future. We may not like it, but that's what they're going to do because they're acting in their best interest. We have to act in our best interest. I'm the Secretary of State of the United States, and before that, as you pointed out, a senator for the United States. I work for the President of the United States. Our job is to promote the interest of our country and to bring back as many of those industries as possible. So the areas we're always going to be talking to them about is unfair competition, you know, their control of critical supply chains. There's so many critical supply chains that we are reliant on, but not just us, the world, overly reliant. So I think what you'll see as a result, 2 things I think are resulting today. There is some agreement. They're going to buy more of certain things, which is important, like American airplanes, American jet engines. But I think the other thing that's important for us is to keep up the work of reindustrializing America, bringing back to the United States those industries that are key to us. The Chinese aren't going to like it because they want to dominate those industries, but that's what's good for the American people. The second point is just that engagement between the presidents of the respective countries is critically important, because they were able to talk about the Straits of Hormuz. We were able to talk about North Korea. We were able to talk about all these other parts of the world where China plays a role as well.
So just to nail down some specifics here, we're talking about the purchasing of airplanes, Boeing airplanes, and then also there's been some reports about beef as well. Is there anything you can shed light on
Well,
that?
I think the details will be announced later today. I don't want to get ahead of the actual announcement by the trade representative, but there's going to be some agricultural purchases which are important, and they're important for our growers, and China needs those things. We hope in the future to expand it to energy purchase. You know, the United States is a net supplier of energy now to the world. We're one of the world's, if not the world's largest energy supplier at this point. Obviously, when it comes to the airplanes and the
Yeah, but the problem is that we're not geographically located in an area that's like optimal for trade. You know what I mean? Like we're in our own hemisphere. It's great for defensive purposes and military strategy, right? It's actually what's kept us a world power for a very long time, is that we're so far from our enemies and it takes so much for them to attack us. But that's also kind of, you know, made it a bit harder for us to be, you know, a great maker or industry-based country. We used to be, but not anymore. You know, now China makes everything. We don't really make shit anymore. So, yeah, we do have a lot of oil, but do we have enough to, you know, obviously support ourselves while simultaneously supporting the world with the Strait of Hormuz closed? Not really. That's why the prices are still astronomically high. Like, I mean, what, sitting at 111? That's crazy, bro. This is nuts. And just so you guys know, anything over 100 is crazy.
I was just talking about, I suppose is on the same topic. I was just talking about the whole angle of people saying, oh, well, the war in Iran inadvertently weakens China. And it's like, oh my God, are we doing this again?
Yeah.
You know, and this plays into it. Obviously, geostrategically where the two countries are located, but really, you know, China runs, like we spoke on before, more so coal than anything else. They get tons of oil from Iran at super cheap prices because of sanctions. So that actually helps China in some sort of way. You've got the Strait of Hormuz being blockaded, except Chinese vessels are somehow able to get through. And we saw that they haven't been paying the same tolls or tolls at all. And China's been economically supporting Iran wherever they need to behind the walls. And Trump said on the White House lawn, oh, you know, they're not going to help Iran or whatever. You know, China wants this war to obviously end. They don't want a regional war going on because they still benefit from the Gulf countries being operational. They're not able to export oil to the Strait of Hormuz. But in totality, like anybody who has any semblance of knowledge of geopolitics knows, this hurts the United States way more than it hurts China, obviously, right? So it's just
China
such a
runs
silly
on coal,
angle that
chat. They don't run on oil like we do. They run on coal. They're the #1 renewable energy country on Earth. Like 50 to 60% of their motor vehicles run on fucking electricity, right? They have a bunch of electric cars. There's a reason why they're banned in America.
Like, unfortunately, they make really good ones allegedly. So that's another thing too.
And cheaper too. Cheaper than Tesla.
Yeah.
Dumbass Elon Musk.
The engines, those are American factories and American workers that are making that. And so anytime you can gain access to a market as large as this one, that's a very positive thing. But there's a lot of work yet to be done.
The CEO of NVIDIA is here with you guys. He traveled with the president on Air Force One. Were AI chips discussed at all?
In the context of the president's conversation with President Xi, no, we didn't get into the level of specificity. We know what that is. I mean, at the end of the day, the United States remains a dominant player in the space of AI and in the space of semiconductors and chips. That said, you know, the Chinese are investing billions and billions of dollars in their own industry. So that's going to be an area of competition.
Do you think AI chips should be sold to China?
Well, I think as you've seen, the president's announced that certain chips can be sold. Obviously, it's up to the Chinese to accept it. But I think we always have to establish our area of dominance. In essence, the cutting edge, the things that give us an advantage, it would be dumb and stupid for us to sell that to anybody, especially a country that's going to reverse engineer it and leapfrog us. So I think that's understood. Maturely speaking, there are things the United States still has dominant position in, and from our national security perspective, we should keep that dominance. We want to keep that dominance. The Chinese are going to do their best to catch us and even surpass us. We shouldn't make it easy for them, the way we kind of did for 20 years when we sort of had.
Well, they've been doing this for a long time. A big reason why China's been able to catch up to us so quickly is because that's exactly what they do. China is like one of the biggest thefts of American biggest thieves of American technology and reverse engineering. That's what they do. One of the things, they bootleg everything. They bootleg it, find a way to rig it, make it better, and then like put it out on the market at a cheaper price, mass produce it.
Bro, you cannot beat the human capital, okay? You just can't beat how many goddamn people are in China. They're always going to be able to outproduce and outcreate. So long as they have some semblance of a blueprint, they could do what we do, unfortunately better for cheaper. And yo, they're fake shoes. You know, this is not that it's an off topic. You know, now they make my shoes are real. My shoes are real before the chat goes great. But they make like apparently these fake Jordans and all, you know what crowd of people are into that.
Yeah.
Like that are so close to the real deal, they sometimes have less defects than the real ones. Like, and this is the case with all the counterfeit merchandise, like the fake Louis Vuitton wallets, all the materialistic shit that people buy. They are now making replicas of that stuff that is even better than like the original one because of the quality of production and the consistency of it. So because with the real stuff, sometimes you get the factory flaws and stuff. So like even on a minute level, some of these lesser important things, even in that segment, the things that are exported to the United States, of course, with the tariffs, are better than some of the stuff we make at home or some of the stuff we export from European countries, like this designer merchant and luxury merchandise. So it's evident on all levels. Apparently they make a really good phone. I don't know all about that, but you know, it's concerning. So Rubio's right. He's right. You know, it is in our national security to kind of to curb some of that stuff.
Here, let me go. We'll go back right to it. Hold on. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna get off YouTube, guys. So come on over to Kick, guys. Okay, guys, come on over to Kick.
I got a chat while you're reading that. Prince Slime, I never got your Instagram, so make sure you put it back in the chat. But he says, thanks for the 10. He says, thoughts on Trump's visits to China? Well, we're doing that right now, actually. Funny enough.
We're gonna cover it up in a second.
2, yeah, Israel's ability to nuke the whole world with them if they don't go down. It's possible, right, Samsung? And then 3, redo that skit you guys did on stream about Rubio/Trump at UFC debut, or UFC about blocking the blockade. That was funny. That should have got clipped up more.
When they were
when we're acting like a drunk Marco Rubio. Drunko Rubio. In regards to Israel nuking the whole world, I mean, yeah, you know, look, if they're threatened enough, then sure. But so long as the United States backs Israel closely, which I don't think will cease to be a reality anytime soon, they won't have to exercise that option, I suppose, right? We'll always have our security behind them. But yeah, that was a funny impersonation.
Yeah, no, I mean I'd be thinking to myself like, yo, what are these niggas doing in the fucking Oval Office sometimes? Cause like Trump will be that bro will write a tweet, write a Truth Social post, right? And you could tell like, wait, what? Like he's over here like the Bruce Springsteen one. Remember that one? Yo,
yeah.
Pull that one up, bro. Pull that one up, man. Come on, man. We'll just have a little bit of fun with this, guys. Come on over to Kick, niggas, or go to my brother's YouTube. Go to either Kick or go to my brother's YouTube, whichever one you guys want. I'm getting the fuck off YouTube, though. So either go to my brother's YouTube or come to my Kick. Kick.com/MyronGansX. Or if you really fuck with us, you'll just open up a tab for both. Like you guys can see here, I got my brother's stream open on a tab. If you guys could do that for us, I'd really appreciate it as well. So do that for me. And then also, guys, we're going to be talking about unknown serial killers. We're going to be talking about Terry Rasmussen or later. Once I get off with my bro, we're going to do some true crime as well. So make sure to do that. Open up a tab. Look, it's very easy. You just open up YouTube. Bam. Right? Type in Ryad. Oh, look, he's right there. Right in front of my page. Do that for me. I smash that like button. And then you can go ahead. Kick.com/MyronGainsX. Boom. And then here I am, ninjas. Okay? So do both. Jump on both. Support the mission. And that's it. You just close it. Mute the tab and you're good to go. That helps a lot.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Appreciate